Previously, we armed ourselves with rope and drugs for something that wasn't a party where everyone needs to wear a mask over their eyes. We traveled to a city of friendly zombies who had a water chip we could take if we fixed their pump for them and disposed of a few mutants. We retrieved the chip here and decided to go get the Marie Curie treatment and bathe in the radiation of a place known as the Glow. Here we retrieve a holodisc, chat with an AI, and learn all about the world before it got all kinds of dead. With disc in hand, we travel back to our vault to politely ask a thief to stop stealing before we handed our chip over to our best friend, the Overseer. He was so overjoyed with our performance, he kicked us out again and asked us to go deal with the loud green people raising a ruckus to the north. And so we find ourselves back in the harsh wasteland to discover what's up with all these mutants. You should have the Brotherhood on your map. If not, it's a quick jaunt to the southwest. When you arrive, speak to Cabot, who welcomes you to the Brotherhood's secret clubhouse. You can ask him a few questions, but we're here to join them. When you ask if it's cool if you can come in, he says he has to go talk to his dad. When he comes back, he claims you need to go complete a quest first. You need to go to some ruins and collect something that proves you were there. Lucky for us, we already went there and grabbed something of interest. Handing it over to Cabot, he'll gladly open the door and let you in. When you make it to the first floor, head down to the gymnasium and watch some men get all hot and sweaty and wrestle each other. Standing here for a while eventually gives you 500 XP as well as 5 extra points in your melee and unarmed skills. Next, go speak to Talus and tell him that you're excited to be here, but you could really use some guns. When he says he'll put in the requisitions, tell him you want impressive guns, the kind of guns that carry all the groceries in one trip. He'll ask you to go rescue someone that got lost in the hub. Agree to do so, and then go here and talk to Michael about getting some stuff. He'll give you some armor, and then ask if you want the ammo at least 3 times. Collect whatever you want from him, and then run down the hall to the left. You can stop in here and speak to Rhombus, but he's kind of grumpy, and you need to be careful if you get on his bad side. He'll throw you out. You can get back in by using an electronic lockpick on the door, and he'll forget you ever insulted him, but that's not something for us to worry about. Eventually, though, we're going to want to head to the elevator that's over here and go to the second floor. In the center of the floor here, we'll find a doctor's office. If you want some drugs, the locker behind him is chock full. When you speak to him, you can get your radiation cured for free, but you can also get some cosmetic surgery to make yourself better. The doctor here can perform surgeries that help improve your strength, perception, endurance, intelligence, and agility. Do all of these, but be careful if you forgot to give the water chip back to the vault. These surgeries take weeks off your time due to how taxing they are. This should put your intelligence and agility both up to 10, giving you the maximum you can get for both of these stats. When you're done getting carved up like a goose at Christmas, head to the 3rd floor and go to the far east room. Here you'll meet a gentleman named Kyle who's working on some power armor. Inquire how you can get armor that cool, and he'll tell you that you can have the one he's working on if you get him a part that he needs from upstairs. He says you can get this part from Michael or steal it from Rhombus. I suggest talking Michael out of it because it's the easier of the two, and it's less likely to get you kicked out. Before that, though, head to the center and speak to Sophia about getting a quick history lesson of the Brotherhood if you want. Now speak to Vree, who'll be able to help you in several ways. If you ask her about holodiscs, she'll mention that you can use them on your Pip-Boy. Ask her if she can help you get better at computers, and she'll set up Mavis Beacon teaches typing on a nearby computer so you can get an extra 15 points to your science skill. She also knows a lot about the mutants of the Wastes, including the fact that they're sterile, a fact that's going to make some Rule 34 artists kind of sad. Or happy. She'll give you a holotape of this information, which can come in handy later. Be sure to add this and get a bit of XP as well. When you've spoken to her about everything, head to the 4th floor and meet General Maxon. Speaking to him, you can find out that there's weird stuff going on to the north, and it's causing a lot of concern. He'll ask if you can go check it out, to which you can ask for money if you've got a good enough barter, but you should just agree to do it anyway. You can also convince Maxon that you need a better weapon and get something from his assistant. Now head back to the 1st floor and speak with Michael. When you do, tell him that you're here to get the systolic motivator. He'll ask if you have a requisition form, which obviously we do, even if it's imaginary. When he checks, he'll say he can't find any record, at which point you do what I do at the DMV when I'm missing paperwork and complain to him a lot until he relents and just wants you to get away from him. With the motivator, go back to the 3rd floor and give it to Kyle, who'll install it, and stand back to let you repair the power armor. He'll even give you a book on repair you can use if you so desire. Repair the suit and it magically appears on the floor. Once you have it on, your AC will go up and you'll look rad. You'll also find that your strength is maxed out at 10 so long as you keep the armor on, as well as you have an increase in your carry weight. Now that you're kitted out, it's time to totally ignore everything you were just asked to do here and go do something completely different. We're going to head to the Boneyard and find ourselves in a place called Aditum. Aditum? Aditum. 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 You can ask a guy named Caleb nearby what the goings-on around here are to find out that he trains and organizes a group called the Regulators. Once you're done speaking to Warren G, you can find another woman further south named Lorraine, who can give you more information as to what's happening. Now head over to a nearby tent and meet a fellow named Chuck. Chuck is a cool guy who'll give you tarot readings. He'll tell you numerous things, but what we're looking for is to exhaust his advice until he pulls the Fool card. When that happens, our luck increases by 1. This means we now have our max luck as well.
Nice.
Next, we're going to go down here to the south and talk to the gentleman in the white clothes. This is Miles. Talk to him all about chemicals and also what he does here, and he'll eventually ask you if you can go get a hydroponics pump. Agree to do this, and in a nearby tent, we can also talk to Samuel for more information before heading to the north and then to the east. There are about 2 to 3 Deathclaws here at any time. Dispatch them for a good amount of XP, and then look for a corpse out front of this building near the rightmost part of the map. He'll have some junk in his trunk that needs removing. Take this junk back to Miles, and he'll ask if you can take this junk to Smitty for de-junking. Say yes and head to Smitty, who will unfunk your junk. Take this back to Miles and he'll give you some money and stem packs. You can then speak to him again and he'll mention about being able to make your armor better. All you need to do is head to the hub and speak to the librarian, Miss Stapleton, to get some chemistry books. You can also go back and talk to Smitty, and he'll say if you find a plasma rifle anywhere, you can bring it back to him and get an extremely powerful energy weapon. Hope you've been investing every so often into energy weapons. Wink. Now we're going to take a quick trip over to the hub and get some of these things taken care of. You can also do some gambling back in the hub if you want to recoup some of your losses from getting surgery, or buy a plasma rifle for later. Get to downtown now and head to Miss Stapleton first to get the books for 750 caps. Now we can go over to Old Town. You remember that house I told you not to mess with? Well, it's time to mess with it. Go to one of the windows and prepare a weapon to shoot the hornet's nest. You should be able to take care of the house without much of an issue now. When you've mopped up everyone here, you can head into the back room and tell the guy that's back there that you're from the Brotherhood and explain that Talus is the one that sent us. He'll thank you profusely and be very appreciative you got him out of that sticky situation. Now we're going to head back to the Boneyard and get those chemistry books back to Miles so he can improve your armor. With the hardened power armor on, now you can go speak to Zimmerman. He'll tell you all about a gang called the Blades who are up to all kinds of nasty things, like exploding themselves in his town and enthusiastically introducing his son to a knife. Agree that you'll take care of this by killing their leader and head up to the north. Up here you'll find the conspicuously named building called Blades. Upon entering, go to the right room where you'll find a woman in a leather jacket named Razor. Tell her Zimmerman sent you and she'll ask why. Be sure you don't get into a fight with her and indulge her inquiry instead. At which point she's going to tell you that the Regulators did all those horrible things and give you a taped confession. Knowing the 213 are to blame, Razor will ask you to help arm them so they can take Aditum back from the Regulators. She'll tell you about a group called the Gunrunners to the east, past the Deathclaw playpen. Agree to head over there and ask him for a cup of gun and some ammo. When you get back to the east, you'll find more Deathclaws have spawned that you can kill up here for more XP. Now at this point you can make a conscious decision if you want to grind out some XP. See, every time you exit the map and wait an hour, you can come back and more Deathclaws are here. This is a good way of getting a lot of experience points for a fairly simple grind. Personally though, I don't really do this because I find grinding in this game just a little boring, but hey, if you want to get some levels under your belt, by all means go for it. When you're done capping critters, we're going to head down into the basement of the big building in the center to find Mommy Dearest of the Deathclaws. Engage her in a fight and be sure to go make some omelets of the nearby eggs as well. Now head over to the east and meet the Gunrunners. Speak to the guard in front of the plank that crosses the river of Ectocooler and tell him you need to go speak to Gabriel. Talking to him, he'll tell you the woes of the Gunrunners and how no one visits. Yeah, strange you don't get anyone but the most determined of Jehovah's Witnesses. He'll tell you he wants the Deathclaws dealt with so they can leave this place. Tell him you'll do it, and then tell him you've already done it. He'll be impressed by your moxie and ask you if you want anything. Let him know that all you want is to outfit the Blades and he'll agree. Now, a side note about what I've done here. As I've previously mentioned, I've been getting my energy weapons up there. It's at this point that the sniper rifle and the 223 pistol are going to be replaced by a plasma rifle and a gun that I'm going to have you hunt for next video. If you haven't built into your energy weapons, don't worry about it. The pistol and sniper are both good enough to carry you to the end of the game. But for me, I want to introduce some people to the miracles of science. If you plan on following me into this journey, then stock up on energy cells, a plasma rifle, and microfusion cells using the rest of your money or whatever you may have to barter with. Before the next mission, if you did snag a plasma rifle, head over to Smitty real quick and go ahead and get the turbo plasma rifle upgrade that he can make you. When you're ready, save and speak to Razor again. She'll ask if you want to join in on the upcoming fight. Well, of course you do. So then you'll be transported over to where it'll turn into pure chaos. Additionally, you can initiate this fight by bringing the tape to Zimmerman, so it's up to you how you want to do this. Many named NPCs can get killed during this battle, including Miles and Smitty, who you need for their quests. Be sure you've got those previous quests done before getting here. Help regulate the regulators, and be careful you don't shoot a civilian or else the whole place is really not going to like you. There's a good number of regulators scattered all over, but with the help of the Blades and the civilians here, you should be able to take care of this with minimal loss of life, especially if you're pretty proactive about killing the regulators. When this fight is wrapped up, you'll get over 3,000 XP for the fight as well as for helping secure Additum. With the dust now settled, it's time for us to get ready for the swiftly approaching end of Fallout. There's soon to be only a few places left to go. Head back to the Brotherhood and speak to Talus to turn in the quest from the hub and then leave once again. Now you're going to head to the northwest corner of the map to try to find a military base. Be really careful out here because this is where the game gets real. There's a lot of super mutants out here roving in packs with miniguns. It's not to be uncommon that you'll lose your companions. Matter of fact, now is a pretty good time to come to terms with the idea that you might be losing all of them soon. It's fine, you're kind of an unstoppable badass now all by yourself, but just get used to the idea that this is an eventuality.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Also, because the random encounters out here are really good, you might wind up getting to level 12. If you're following our build, this means that I recommend the Better Criticals perk to do more damage when you hit a critical. When you finally get to the military base, you'll spot several mutants outside of it standing around. There's no need to engage them right now. All we're here to do is look. Now we head back to the Brotherhood and let Maxon know what we got going on out there. Tell him he needs to be proactive and take the fight to the mutants and he'll agree. He'll assemble the Brotherhood's nursing home for you to talk to about what's going on. They'll take your advice and you'll be ready to go to the military base to fight the mutants. It's here, however, that we're going to end. Next video, we're going to be doing some miscellaneous questing and cleaning up, as well as removing the mutant threat from the north. Until next time, though, thank you for watching, and I hope these guides have been very helpful. If you want to see more of what I'm doing, you can join me every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday over at twitch.tv/AppleBandito. Until next time, take care everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you for our next part of the Wasteland Survival Guide.